In the last lecture, we created a many-to-many relationship between the tweet entity and the hashtag entity. So if I go to VS Code, here we have our tweet entity, and in that tweet entity we created a property called hashtag, which is of type hashtag array. So here the type should be hashtag array because a tweet will have multiple hashtags. So it can have one or more hashtags, and that's why this hashtag should be an array of hashtag entity. And as you can see, to specify the many-to-many relationship between the tweet and the hashtag, we have used this many-to-many decorator. And we are specifying that this many-to-many relationship is from tweet to hashtag entity. And we have also used this join table. And when we have used this join table in the PostgreSQL database, it has created a junction table called tweet hashtag hashtag. And this junction table is going to store the relation between the tweet and the hashtag table. So in the tweet ID, we are going to store the ID of the tweets, and in the hashtag ID, we are going to store the ID of the hashtag which is related to that tweet. So here the relationship is from tweet entity to hashtag entity. If I go to hashtag entity, in the hashtag entity, we are not specifying anything which will make this hashtag entity aware about this tweet entity. This tweet entity knows about this hashtag entity, but in the hashtag entity, we are not specifying anything to tell hashtag entity about the tweet entity. So this many-to-many relationship is from tweet entity to hashtag entity. All right, now what we want is we want to write some logic so that whenever a tweet is created, with that tweet, we are also going to accept the hashtag IDs. So as I mentioned, for a tweet, we can have one or more hashtags. So if the user wants, he can also add hashtags for that tweet. Let's see how we can do that. For that, we are going to go to the tweet DTO. In there, we are going to specify the hashtag, and this hashtag, it is going to be an array of number, because when the user is going to create a tweet, in the request body, we are also going to accept the hashtag ID which is associated with that tweet. And this hashtag, it is going to be optional. Not all the tweets will have hashtag. So I'm going to use this is optional, this validator. And the hashtag is also going to be an integer. So I'm also going to use is int validator. And apart from that, this hashtag, it is an array of numbers. It is going to be an array of numbers. So I'm also going to use is array validator here. Okay, so this is the change we need to make in our create tweet DTO. So now whenever we are going to create a tweet, in the tweet body, we are also expecting an array of hashtag IDs. And again, this is optional. So not all the tweets will have this hashtag array. Now let's go to tweet service and let's go to create tweet. So now whenever we are creating a tweet, you see we already have an error here. That's because in order to create a tweet, now we also need to specify the hashtag array, and that we are not doing here, and that's why we have this error. So just like how we are getting the user here using this find user by ID method, in the same way what we are going to do is we are going to create a method in the hashtag service. So here let me go ahead and let me create a public async method, and I'm going to call this as find hashtags. Okay, you can call it anything. And this method here, it is going to take an array of hashtags. So let's specify a parameter here. Let's call it hashtags, and it is going to be an array of number. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we are going to use the hashtag repository, and on that we are going to call a method called find. And to this find method, we are going to pass an object, and in there we are going to use this where condition. And here we are going to specify a condition. So basically, we want to find all the hashtags whose ID falls in the ID which we have in the hashtag array. So let's say in the hashtag array, we have two IDs, 1 and 2. So from the hashtag table, we want to find all those hashtag rows where the ID is 1 and 2. And for that here, we are going to use a built-in method called in. And there we are going to pass this hashtag array. Okay, and here we also need to specify which property we want to use. I mean, we want to check for. So we want to check for the ID property. And also to use this in method, we need to import it from type ORM. Okay, so again, what this in method will do is this in method we are passing an array. So here this find method is going to find all those hashtags whose ID falls in the ID which is present in this array. So that's the condition we are specifying here using this where property. And this is going to return us all the hashtags from the hashtag table where the ID of the hashtag is equal to any number present in this hashtag array. And this find method is going to run asynchronously. So let's use this await keyword to wait for the response. And whenever we get the response, we simply want to return it from here. Okay, so from here, we are going to return an array. And in that array, we will have all those hashtags whose ID is present in this hashtags array. Let's save the changes. Now let's go back to our tweet service. And here, now we are going to get all the hashtags. And how we are going to get it? For that, first of all, we are going to inject an instance of hashtag service here. This is going to be of type hashtag service. And to use this hashtag service, we also need to import it. Okay. And now we are going to use this hashtag service. So here we will simply say hashtag, this dot hashtag dot find hashtags. And to this find hashtags, we need to pass an array which contains the hashtag IDs. And that we have inside this create tweet DTO. So in this create tweet DTO, we have a property called hashtag which stores an array. So here instead of calling it hashtag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it as hashtags. Okay, so this is the entity, and in the create tweet DTO also, let's call it hashtags. Let's save the changes. Now let's go to tweet service, and here it should be hashtags. So this method, this find hashtag method, it is running asynchronously. So I'm going to use the await keyword here. And we know that this find hashtags method, it is going to return us an array of hashtags. So let's go ahead and let's store it in a variable and let's call it hashtags. You can name it anything. And finally, here to this create method, we are passing an object. In that object, we are extracting all the properties from create tweet DTO. And there we are overriding the value of the user property with the user variable. In the same way, we are also going to override the value of hashtags property with this hashtags variable which we have created here. Okay, and since we are using ES6 here, we can also omit this explicit assignment, and in that way also it will work. Okay, with this, let's save the changes. And now let's go ahead and let's create a new tweet. So let's go to Postman. There, let's go to create tweet. And now in the create tweet with the text of the tweet and with the user ID, let's say we are also going to pass the hashtags. So I'm going to call it as hashtags. That is the property name the create tweet DTO is expecting. And the value of this should be an array of numbers. And in this array, let's say I'm going to specify two hashtags for this example tweet 2. And for that, let's go to this hashtag table. So there you see we have two hashtags. One is Nest.js and two is JavaScript. So let me go ahead and let me specify both of these hashtags. Or maybe for now, I'll simply specify one hashtag, which is with the ID 1. Let me send this request. And we have some error here. Let's go to the terminal. And we have this error because if you see in the tweet service, so in the tweet service, we are trying to use this hashtag service. And to use this hashtag service in the tweet service, first of all, from the hashtag module, we need to export that tweet service. So let me use the exports array here. And from here, we are going to export the hashtag service. Okay, let's save the changes here. Then we want to use the hashtag service in the tweet service. So let's go to tweet module, and there we are importing the user module. Let's also import the hashtag module. Okay, with this, let's save the changes. Let's go back to Postman, and now everything should be working. Let me send the request. We still have an error. Let's go back to terminal. So the application has been built. Let's try one more time. And the request has been sent. And now you see we have an error here, which is 400 bad request. And it says hashtags must be an integer number. And let's see why is that. So let's go back to create tweet DTO. And the error is because here we have specified that this hashtag should be an integer, and because of this we have an error. It should be an array of integer and not integer. Let's save the changes. Let's go back to the Postman and let's send the request again. And this time you will see that a new tweet called example tweet 2 has been created. Here you can also see the user details of the user who has created that tweet. Okay, and if I scroll down, you will also see the hashtag details. So for the hashtag, we specified the value as 1. So here you can see that we have a hashtags array. In that array, we have one object, this hashtag object where the ID is 1 and name of the hashtag is Nest.js. So let's also go to PostgreSQL database. There, let's go to this table, tweet hashtag hashtags, because as I mentioned, whenever we will have a many-to-many relationship, that relationship will be defined in a junction table. In this case, we have a many-to-many relationship from tweet table to hashtag table. So for that, a junction table called tweet hashtag hashtag has been created. And whenever we will have a tweet with some related hashtags, that relation you can see in this junction table. So if I run this query here, okay, it is not showing anything. Let me go to tweet table. Let me run the command here. So you can see this tweet 2 has been created by this user ID, and it is today's date when this tweet has been created. But for some reason, the relationship is not specified here. So we should have the tweet ID with the hashtag ID, but that I do not see here. This might have been happening because we changed our entity. Earlier it was hashtag of number, but now we have changed it to hashtag of array. So it might be happening because of that. So what I will do is, let's go back to the terminal where our Nest.js application is running. Let me stop the process here and let's try to restart it again. Now let's go back to PostgreSQL. And now you will see that now we have two tables. One is tweet hashtag hashtag, which is this one, which we have already opened. So I will delete it because we don't need it now. So here we have this delete option. Let's delete it. And this is the junction table, which is going to store the relation between the tweet table and hashtag table now. So let me open this one. Okay, let's close this. And now you can see that it has that relation, that it is storing the tweet ID 3 and the related hashtag ID, which in this case is 1. So for this third tweet, the tweet with the ID 3, we specified the hashtag ID as 1. So that relation is defined in this junction table. Tweet ID is 3, and for that, the related hashtag is hashtag with ID 1. So in this way, we are able to create tweets with related hashtags. And remember that between the tweet and the hashtag, we have many-to-many relationship. And also one more thing which I'm going to do here is, so basically this hashtags, it is going to be an array of numbers. So again, I'm going to add this is int validator here. Now this is int will work for integer types, but here we have an array of numbers. So here what we will say is, here we will pass an object and there we will use this each property and we will set it to true. So basically here we are telling that each element of this hashtags array, it is going to be an integer. Let's save the changes here. So in this lecture, we learned how we can create a tweet with the related hashtags. In the next lecture, we will learn how we can update a tweet, and with that, how we can update the related hashtags. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.